I think we should set up a YouTube channel. How good are you with tech?
I'm absolutely rubbish. No. I'm sure we could do it, but it is a. Do you know what? I've thought that over the months and that kind of thing. I just think, the amount of experience, we've had every job going, in the industry, and I just think, the amount of experience that you have. Like when I started, nobody told me, there were no YouTubes or anything. Nobody told me how to. I had to set off with a map. There were no sat nav.
I had a map because I started out in primary care. Were you in primary care?
Yeah,
Selling to
yeah.
GPs. And I
Mhm.
bought an A to Z map from the garage. And then I met somebody who went, do you know what? I know the area really well. You can have my book. And
Yeah,
I got to know the area because my sense of direction is so poor, so poor. And all the GP surgeries were in the A to Z. And you
yeah.
just turn up, you'd think, right, I'm going to do page 9 to 16 today. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you turn up, you drop your card at 8:30.
Yeah.
But I mean, the pharma industry is so well paid. I mean, I was in research for what, 10 years, and then left there and went part-time because that was the first job I was offered that worked part-time, selling to GPs in the morning.
Yeah, mine were part-time as well, my
Was
first
it?
one.
Because
Yeah,
that's how they used to
yeah,
do it, wasn't it? It was like 8 till 1, and I was
yeah,
earning, even then I earned double in working part-time in the pharma industry with a car and your
yeah,
bonus than I was earning in research.
exactly.
But yeah, I dropped my card. I used to be quite diligent. I dropped my card off around the GPs, and they'd say, "Oh, about 8:30 before they started," and then you'd go back with your detail aid that was on paper, like your
Yeah,
cardboard shiny
exactly.
detail aid to sell a
But
drug,
there'd
and
be
then
a
you'd go
queue of
back.
you, wouldn't there? Yeah.
That's right. You'd go back after surgery at about 11 o'clock, and
Mm.
then you'd see the GP. And I remember when I first started out, was so nervous, but they actually sort of enjoyed it, didn't they? When you turn up and tell them about drugs.
Oh God, yeah. Selling in pain control. I used to sell Oxycontin and I used to sell another opioid, yeah. So
My first job, was with Pfizer, selling
how was
Viagra.
it?
Selling
Was
Viagra.
it?
Yeah, it was a hoot.
God, was it co-promoted with Lily? Because I
Oh,
had an interview with Lily for Viagra and I pulled out because I thought there's no way I can go in and
you pulled
mention,
out.
yeah, pardon the pun, but there's no way I could go in and mention men's genitalia to a GP,
I
but I
spent
wish I had done it. It'd been
I
funny.
spent well, then I had jobs in prostate cancer, so I spent years talking about men's bits. It was
Men's
funny.
bits.
We've got so much experience between us.
Yeah.
I think we should do it. And to be honest, did you get that recommendation? Because if we do start a YouTube channel, we've got so much experience that we could share with people. And what will be funny is that we have no experience
In
doing
YouTube
a YouTube
channels.
channel. So
That would be
so
funny.
people will have to bear
We'd
with
have to
us, won't
post the
they?
first one.
Yeah, but if we are experts though in the pharmaceutical
Yeah.
industry, and I mean I don't know about you, but over the years I've helped so many people get jobs that have, set them up in the career that we've had,
Yeah,
and
me
they're
too. I
earning.
mean, I've mentored, I've managed, and I've done coaching. So, we've got all, and also we've got a lot of experience on the digital platforms. So we can do that bit as well. And I just think, I don't think a lot of people are aware of how lucrative this industry is. You know, the money that you can make, you know, the
Yeah.
cars and the world travel. I mean, some of the conferences I've been on have been like going on holiday with all my mates. You know,
I know.
it's
Where's
been
the best one
absolute.
you've ever been on
They've
in
all
terms of
been great.
exotic?
I've been to Dubai twice. I've been to on a Caribbean cruise. I've been
Oh wow.
to what else have I been? Egypt twice. Venice was really good.
I think as well, when we joined the pharma industry, it wasn't as challenging to get into the pharmaceutical industry because I think because it's
No.
one of the best paid industries out there, there's, you know, the competition is fierce. And now you would have to go through assessment centres, competency-based interviews, do presentations. I mean, I've had to do that for the last few roles I've had. Have you?
Oh gosh, yeah. You know, and it can be three-stage interview, you know, and if you get to the assessment centre, it's like a role play, isn't it?
Or the
Presentation,
role?
competency-based interview. Sometimes you have to do a business, analyze a business plan. I mean, when first got my job, I literally met her for coffee, and she said, "Yeah, great, you can start next week." You know, and it's just so competitive now. So we could actually help people get through that state, you know, the interview stage. Um,
Well, I think we need to be brave and do this YouTube channel. And I'm going to be
yeah.
honest, Jane, I feel a bit mean saying it. I've been recording us talking about this, you know, so that we can do this
What?
first. What
Hmm.
advice? So, if you had one piece of advice for somebody, where would they start? Where would we tell people to start looking in the pharma industry?
I would get them to start looking on Indeed or LinkedIn, because there are some companies that employ graduates. You know, they want somebody who's just starting out in the industry, because they've got fresh ideas. They're not coming in with any preconceptions. They're not complacent. You know,
I think
they
that's
the
true, but what about, yeah, so that would cover graduates, but what about people that have probably been doing a job maybe in other sales that isn't paid nearly as well? They're probably more mature, you know, maybe they've
or
come back to work
nurses.
after kids, or nurses or healthcare professionals that want to get into the
Yeah,
pharmaceutical industry. And then, of
exactly.
course, they've got a great background, but don't have the soft skills. Because you
Mm.
just remind me, what have you, with your soft skills, you're a psychologist, is that right?
Well, I'm a psychotherapist, which is
Psychotherapist,
um,
yeah.
yeah, I did psychology at uni, and I've run I've worked in a clinical psychology department in a hospital, and I've set up and run therapy groups. So I've got all like the, you know, like the soft skills, the empathy, the building relationships, building trust. And that is the cornerstone, I think, to being successful, as you know, is like building that trust. And so yeah, I think that comes into it a lot. But then you do need the other skills, like the presentation skills. You know, you need to be able to articulate data, read
Mm.
data, articulate it, and put it across, you know, to the healthcare professional. So there's
So
a lot of
let's
different
let's just
things.
recap then. So if we're going to start a YouTube channel, which,
Yeah,
look, I know there are others out there that have done it, but we are actually in the pharma industry. We're at the top of our game. We've done loads of different roles. If we're
yeah.
going to share it, where shall we start? What would be the first thing that we would talk about? So you've mentioned graduates, and I've mentioned, and we've also talked about people that are in sales who might want to join the pharma industry. We would have to
Mm.
share with them the best way for it, because I know quite a lot of recruitment consultants. Do you?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. You know, I do, and we possibly could bring them on, you know, and get them to, say what they're looking for in an applicant. But
Yes,
I think
that's a great idea.
yeah, in applying to get in this industry, yes, you can get in without experience, but your CV needs to be spot on. It needs to be you need to have all your results in there of what you've done previously. And then a lot of it is about passion and enthusiasm and being able to put yourself across in a really confident manner. It's not all about knowledge, because knowledge, they can teach you that. They can teach you the knowledge about their drugs. And it's the other things that is hard to come across. Somebody who's really enthusiastic, who's passionate, who can present, who can who's driven, got that drive. So there's lots of different people that could thrive in this industry, sales,
I agree,
nurses, pharmacists.
because I mean, I'm a bit more of a blue person, which if you're in the pharmaceutical industry or other sales, you'll probably know about insights, and if not, we could teach insights, as
That's
to
good,
whether you're
yeah.
a blue personality so that you're data driven, or a yellow personality that you're people driven. But we meet all
Yeah,
kinds of people, and I think between us we could really help people understand what's needed and the kind of person that they're looking for in pharma sales.
yeah.
So I think we just need to.
Brilliant
I think
idea.
we should just make it. I think we should just make a channel, Jane. I think we need to work out how these
Let's
microphones
do it.
actually work, and just do
Yeah,
it.
let's start back to basics. Back to
Yeah,
basics.
back to basics. Back to basics for tech. Now, I'd love to
Yeah,
say I'd I can edit this video to make it so that people will get a lot out of it in a really succinct manner, and
yeah.
do a great job in tech. But it's not my forte. I think what we've got to do is just we'll we'll have a look to see what I can do with this, and then we'll start a YouTube channel to say, right, we're experts in the pharma industry. We can help you get into it. Bear with us on the tech stuff. We might even get these working soon. Who knows?
Yeah.
Um, and then we'll just start a channel. We'll start out talking about how to get into primary care, and then we can do another one on how to get into secondary care, and then market access, management and coaching, and then
Mm.
we could we could even sort of direct people towards recruitment consultants. It's a great idea that you've got to actually bring recruitment consultants on. So we'll
So
go
maybe
right
that.
back to basics then. So I'm still thinking about this channel and what we're going to do with it. We'll start out by saying what's needed. We'll talk about primary care sales, and then I
Yeah,
think if we do a session on what they can expect at assessment centres, because
yeah.
look, ultimately this has given us a great lifestyle, and it's flexible, well paid,
Couldn't do
and
anything
and
else.
rewarding. No.
It is. It is.
Oh my God. We're still recording this. I have no editing skills. It's just going to have to go out as it is. Shall I stop recording?
Yeah, stop recording now.
Okay, I'll stop recording and I'll try and get that. Oh, it's going to look like a disaster. We're going to embarrass ourselves, aren't we, with our lack of technical knowledge?
Oh, wait. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Well, the thing
Because
is,
everybody's got to start somewhere. And
and the
so,
thing is, what we lack in our technical skills, we make up for in our knowledge and willingness to help people get into the pharma industry.
yeah,
Right.
definitely.
I'm going to stop recording, and I'll make sure maybe I'll send it somewhere so that it will look professional when we put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to stop recording now so we can talk properly. See you later. Lovely to talk to you.
And you. See you
Bye.
later. Bye.